right, so today we're in section 4.6, mixed numbers and improper fractions. We're learning how to basically manipulate these fractions. I'm not changing the value. All I'm doing is changing their format, okay? So I have 3 and 5 6. I want you to think with me for a minute, okay? So everybody look up here. I want you to think with me for a minute in terms of pieces, all right? Well, what is, y'all give me some examples. What are some things, some objects or some items that would have pieces within a whole? What would have some pieces within a whole? Deja? A puzzle. Very good example. What else has pieces in it? Anybody like pizza?
Me.
Yeah, of course you do, okay? So in a pizza box, do you just open up your pizza and it's just cut into one big, huge circle? No. What do? They cut it into pieces. All right. Sometimes there are 6 pieces in it. Sometimes there's 8. Sometimes there's more. Okay. Anyway, so let's use pizzas for an example. So let's say that the denominator represents how many pieces are in one pizza, okay? How many pieces are there? So there are 6 pieces in a pizza. Are you with me? Are you paying attention? If I have 3 whole pizzas, how many pieces do I have? No. So I got 3 pizzas here. 1, 2, 3 pizzas. Imagine that they're the same size, okay? And there are 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay, I heard it.
18.
Yes, 18. Okay, and that's a terrible, but you'll get the illustration. There are 6 pieces, so there are 18 pieces. What do you do to get to that number? You can multiply the denominator times the whole number, okay, to get 18. But then in that last pizza, the one that's represented by the fraction, somebody ate a piece out of it. There's only 5 pieces out of 6 in the last pizza. So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply 6 times 3 to get to 18, and then you're going to add in the leftovers. All right? So let me go ahead and just erase my fancy artwork. Okay, so 6 times 3 is 18, plus 5 is 23. And that is my improper fraction. But you've got to understand the reasoning behind it, the why behind it. Because there are 3 wholes and there are 6 pieces in each whole. That's why I multiply and then I add in my leftovers. All of this can be done using mental math. All right. So 2 and 3/8, I want you to go ahead and change to an improper fraction. All right, what do you get? 19 over 8. Because why? Because now there's 8 pieces in a whole, so you multiply by 2 to get 16, and then 16 plus 3 gives me 19. All right, so it is 19 over 8. All right, now I want you to do these. Convert these mixed numbers to improper fractions. All right, so 1 and 2/5 becomes what? 7/5. What about 4 and 5 over 16? That one's not as easy, but I can use my calculator, and what do I get? 69 over 16. Who got them both? All right, maybe you just didn't finish. That's okay too. All right, so next example. In example 2, now I'm going the other way, writing mixed numbers. So the first thing I want to talk about is what makes a number an improper fraction. I want you to look at these 2 choices. Which one of these is the improper fraction and why? Write it on your paper. Which one of these is the improper fraction and why? All right, which one is it, guys? 17 over 15, and why?
Because the 17 is bigger than the...
Yes, the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Very good. All right, so when I'm talking about converting an improper fraction to a mixed number, I have to ask myself, how many times can the denominator go into the numerator without going over? Anybody know what this one would be? How many times would 6 go into 23? 3 times, because 4 times is 24, and that's too many. 3 times, but now I have to figure out how many will be left over. So 3 times 6 is 18, and 23 minus 18 is 5. 3 and 5, 6. This part right here, guys, you don't have to show that step, but I'm just basically trying to show you how you get over here to the 5, and it's because you multiply 3 times 6 to get 18 and subtract it from 23. All right, now I want you to do 17 over 11. Loza, what'd you get? Not 17, because I have to subtract 11 from 17, and 6 are left over. Okay, 6 are left over. The leftovers go in the numerator. All right, got it? Okay, so now I want you to practice 2 more. Change these numbers now. Okay, we'll start with the first one, 159 over 16. Now, this number is very big, so let me give you a hint. I want you to use your calculator on this one. Go ahead and get it out if it's not out already. Go ahead and get out your calculator. I want you to divide in your calculator 159 divided by 16. What whole number did you get? 9 was your whole number. Okay, so that will be the whole number in your mixed number. It's still going to be something over 16. So now here's what you do. What is 16 times 9? Do it in your calculator. 16 times 9. What do you get? 144. So now subtract that number from the original numerator. And what do you get? And that's how many's left over. Okay? So divide it in your calculator, write the whole number, then multiply that whole number times the denominator and subtract that number from the original numerator. All right, now I want you to do this one. 341 over 18 using the same method. All right, so 341 divided by 18 is what? What is it, guys? 18. Okay, so when you multiply 18 times 18, what do you get? 324. Subtract it from 341, and you get 18 and 17 over 18. Who got it right?
This guy.
Awesome. Good job. Very good. Very good. All right, so you've got a couple of those on your homework. Now, what if I wanted to compare 2 fractions, but one of them is a mixed number, and one of them is an improper fraction? Here's what you do. All right, go ahead and write down these 2 fractions, and we'll talk about how we solve. All right, so here's what I want you to do every time on these. I want you to start by changing the mixed number to an improper fraction. So they're both now going to be improper fractions, but now I have the problem of what? I do not have a common denominator, so I need to list my multiples until I find my LCD. If you list multiples, guys, you should find the LCD. Doesn't go into 6, does it go into 12? Yes, so 12 is my LCD. All right, now I just create my equivalent fractions. 6 times 2, so 17 times 2. 4 times 3. So 9 times 3. And now, which one is clearly bigger? 17 over 6. All right, so that's how I compare. All right, now we're going to pull everything together, and now we're going to order these fractions from least to greatest. But there's all kinds of things here that I need to work on. The first thing is that they're not in the same format. But I just said in example 3 that whenever you have a mixed number and an improper fraction, which one of those do you convert everything to? You convert it to a improper fraction. Don't convert it to a mixed number. It only complicates things. All right, so, but what about this whole number? Can I write a whole number as an improper fraction? How? 3 over 1. All right, now 3 and 5/8. Go ahead and write as improper and 3 and 1/2, and then bring down the other two. So I need all the fractions as improper fractions in the second step. Okay, so 3 and 5/8 becomes what? And then 3 over 1, and then 17 over 4, and then 3 and 1/2 becomes 7 over 2. Now, what's my problem? What's my problem? I don't have a LCD. Okay, so I start with 8. Do all the numbers go into 8? Do all of them go into 8, guys?
Yes.
Yes, they do. So 8 is my LCD. Bring that one down. And now I want you to create the rest of your equivalent fractions using 8 as the LCD. All right, so what's my second fraction going to be? What's it going to be? 24 over 8, then 34 over 8, then. So what will be my first fraction in my answer? 3 or 3 over 1, then what? Are you sure? 3 1/2? Yep, you should be. Then 3 and 5/8, then 17 over 4. So make sure that you write them in their original format in your homework tonight. All right, original format in your homework tonight. Speaking of homework, your homework tonight is 4.6, pages 187 to 188, numbers 12 through 40 even. Now, real quick, what if I had something like this? Let's just imagine here for a second that they're even. I want you to write a fraction that would represent these figures. Write a fraction or a mixed number that would represent these two figures. All right, so what's my fraction going to be? Everybody together. 1 and 3/8. All right, if you understand that, that's everything you need to know for 4.6.